Okay, guys, this is like the fourth time I've tried to make this video. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I wanted to address some myths and misconceptions about coronavirus. Now, who am I? Why should you listen to me? Well, actually, you shouldn't listen to me, and except you should about certain things. So let me explain. So, yes, you should listen to me a little bit because I worked in emergency management. I have been tracking epidemiology, disease outbreaks for over 10 years. Like I understand some things. You shouldn't listen to me because I am not a physician. And I am, and this situation is evolving. The coronavirus, that's why you're getting mixed messages, especially at the beginning, from the WHO and the CDC. At one point, the State Department and the CDC were knocking heads, butting heads, and because like we're in the middle of the storm, we don't know where it's going to go. We don't know if it's going to peter out. We don't know if it's going to go north or south. Or hit that house or this house. So, yes, kind of listen to me, but then go verify. Like, go verify from a reputable source, not somebody on Facebook, not Dr. Axe, not Dr. Drew. I will be honest with you, I'm a little, how do I put this? I think that they had the same knee-jerk reaction that a lot of people do, including governments, about panic. Okay? And I talked a little bit about panic in my last thing. It is, and I want to tell you something, and I'm going to repeat this probably until this pandemic's over, so be ready for it. You are responsible for your health. You are responsible for the health of your family and the people around you. You do not wait for people to make decisions for you. If you're waiting for the government to tell you to quarantine, which is kind of a moot point now because everybody's kind of on lockdown in various cities and stuff like that, don't wait for them. If you're like, wait, I've got at-risk people, then you do what you need to do. But also be careful that you are not acting in reaction to bad information. For example, coronavirus is not the flu. Just like a dog is not a cat. Yes, coronavirus and influenza are both viruses, but dogs and cats are both mammals. That doesn't mean that they are related, intimately related. It doesn't mean they're the same thing. It doesn't mean you can take Fluffy and Fido and have a bunch of cat puppies, you know what I mean? Which, oh my gosh, with little kitten puppies, wouldn't they look so cute? Oh my gosh, they would be adorable. Anyway, so yeah, you can't, anyway, so whatever information you work on, make sure it is scientifically sound. Not, and it's hard. It's hard for everybody. It's hard for me. It's hard for, everybody, including the most educated people on the planet, to know exactly what to do exactly when. And that's okay. But definitely make sure you're not listening to, okay, let me give you an example. There is a meme going around that this coronavirus has been around forever because you can see it on the back of Lysol cans that were printed in 2017, because on the back it says kills human coronavirus. Okay, the thing is that coronaviruses are a family of viruses. So just like you have dogs or cats or cactuses, or trees, okay? So yes, human coronavirus has been around for a really long time, and generally it causes the common cold. Not even one of the worst colds. It's just a cold, so it's not rhinovirus. That's really bad for or I'm sorry, RSV, which is really bad for babies and stuff like that. It's just kind of comical. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. So yes, the Lysol does kill that, but that is not the germ that is out now, which is causing disruption and concern and alarm. Now, will Lysol work? Yes, it will still work because alcohol still, and Lysol is, I believe Lysol is alcohol based. There's so many different cleaners, but yes, it'll still kill this coronavirus, as well as the common cold coronavirus, as well as SARS, which is a coronavirus, as well as MERS, which is coronavirus. It should kill all of those. I honestly, I'm telling you now, I didn't look up to see if Lysol spray kills MERS because I just didn't. But so no, this is not a global conspiracy. No, this is not something that's been around forever. This just emerged at earliest that we can tell, November, at the end of November at the earliest. It really caught fire at the end of December in Wuhan, China, and then everybody knows how it kind of spread here. So yeah, don't listen to that. Is it a Chinese plot to overthrow Trump? Is it a Democratic plot to overthrow Trump? Is it a alien plot to overthrow Trump? Is it an alien plot? Like, all these different, okay, conspiracy theories are fun. They're so much fun. I love a good conspiracy theory, but I don't trust conspiracy theories, and I don't believe conspiracy theories. Is it possible that this is a germ that escaped a laboratory? Yeah, it's entirely possible. But pandemics actually happen 3 times a century, generally, anyway, about 3 times a century. So pandemics are normal. This is actually normal for life on this planet. This is not weird. I mean, if you know, we had the swine flu that in 2009, that was normal. Like, sometimes bad germs just get all gumption and spread throughout the world. You know, the Spanish influenza, with the 1918 was one, and you know, you have the plagues in history past, which are also pandemics that just happen. So I would offer that you don't pay too much attention to conspiracy theories. All you need to know is, I did want to say one thing. Okay, so I have a problem with the conspiracy theory that China released this because it started in its own people. Now, people will say, well, they had so many people, they don't care. Kind of. But if you have been tracking epidemiology for years, which I have, you'll see that every time something garbage comes out of China, China is like, no, it's not us, it's you know, they have been so burned with the SARS, so burned with H5N1, with hiding information, that it is they lose face if they look like the petri dish of the planet. So if you're going to try to overthrow a foreign government, you don't make a germ that will sweep through the entire planet. You don't start the release in your own country, especially when it's going to make you look bad to, like, who wants to go travel a petri dish, you know? Oh yes, I would love to travel the level 5 biocontainment and the CDC. That sounds like a great vacation. Now, that's, yeah, I mean, we have to be, now, do I think that oh boy, that's not in focus at all. Hold on one second, let me see if I can, it's supposed to autofocus. Focus, better. Sorry about that. I don't know how long it wasn't in focus, so if you're like, oh, my eyes, I apologize. I got going on my thing, and okay, anyway, moving on. So, and you know, Trump's, or Democrats using this to overthrow Trump or whatever, you know, I just think none of that is useful. None of that's useful. None of that is useful for helping our communities survive and get better. Now, I will tell you, stand back for just a minute and look look at what our communities are doing. Um, Before the everything, when everything was first starting and everybody was running to go get toilet paper, okay, which, put a pin in that because I actually want to talk about that in a second. There were places where people were acting very selfishly, and they, in any disaster, in any high stress situation, you will have the people who act like animals. And I don't mean that ugly. They will revert to their basic instinct, basest of instincts, like yeah, like brutes, like beasts. For whatever, because they're frightened. It's almost like if somebody is drowning in an ocean, you never, or in a pool, you never go up to them, because they will not see you as a human. They will see you as something to climb up out of the water, and they will drown you. And it's not that they thought, you know what, I'm drowning, but I'd also like to take him with me. They're not thinking that. But if you watch this past week, so all of a sudden stores are starting to have special hours just for, we are emerging into, which I love about America. I love this about America. God has blessed me by having me born in America. We come like 9/11, we come and we start like coming together to help. So you have stores that are opening for just elderly hours. You have schools that recognize that children depended on them for their only food for the day, and they're starting to do food drives where you can just come up. I saw one small bread bakery, and they have put free bread, and you can, please take one item if you need it, no questions asked. Just come on in, take it, leave. We're starting that blessed, miraculous, higher part of the human, the spark of godliness that the Lord has put in us is starting to bubble to the surface. And I am loving it. I'm loving it. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. So don't, there's so much more to say, but right now I got on that tangent. So let's just follow that. Don't lose heart. See how you can help those around you. Mind you that one of the ways you can help those around you is by not infecting them. So even if you're in a low risk category, you're young, you're strong, whatever, remember that you could hurt other people by spreading the germ around. Don't go out if you're sick. Don't practice social distancing. And I'll talk more about social distancing and stuff like that maybe at a later time. But in the meantime, I guess the point of this little bit of rambling is that there's a lot of misinformation, there's a lot of fear, but there is a lot of hope, and there's a lot of beauty. And if you start looking at the hope and the beauty and the Lord in all of this, you're going to be able to weather this so much better. So that's what I'm trying to do. So anyway, love y'all. Think you're wonderful. Please feel free to ask me any questions. I mean, not that I'm like, oh, ask me questions because I'm this fabulous thing. But since I'm going to be in the RV and kind of by myself for the duration of the lockdown, I'm happy to chat. So just send me any information or questions that you want, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks.